The noise is at fever pitch, my goodness. Look at all those scarves as well. The Leeds fans are holding up high above their heads. Stadium announcer just lets everyone know. Here we go. The teams are coming out.
Showtime, people. Leeds United emerge from down below. It will be Leeds United all in white. And it will be Southampton who will play in their third kit, the kit they wore in the most recent meeting between these two at Ellen Road. Leeds head out as we watch. We're in a position midway up. Are we midway up? Probably not even midway up in this very large bowl. But we are to the right side of the halfway line, which means we are closer to the Southampton end by a distance than we are to the Leeds end. And it's the Leeds players who've gone away to the far side of the halfway line to line up for the pre-match rituals here.
It's a great touch as well from Ampadu. Everyone has got their tracksuit tops on, but our mascot is getting soaking wet and cold. Ampadu's taken his top off and given it to the young man just in front of manager Daniel Farker.
Daniel Farker, yeah, stands just behind the mascot and puts a little hand on his shoulder. And Russell Martin is out there as well. Both managers are going to be part of the presentation team. Ethan Ampadu, we heard from in the build-up to the game. The captain spoke very well indeed, as we've come to expect from a young man who's shown such great maturity for Leeds United through the course of this, his maiden season with the football club. What a season it's been. Match officials are being presented now. Big day for them as well. Of course, we have VAR again today. So for the first time this season, there is the possibility of others elsewhere getting involved in terms of the outcome. I guess the game is of such magnitude that everybody feels they need to be sure that what happens is right, which I understand, but I'm not a big fan of it as a process. In terms of the reaction of the supporters, you want that purity in being able to celebrate the goal that goes in. Sure that your celebrations will continue, but you never know. By the end of today, we could have a very different tune that we're singing. The national anthem will precede the game. So the roar goes up, and shortly the two teams will break. And Leeds United supporters in huge numbers here. The scenes outside the stadium, even as we arrived a number of hours ago, you could tell Leeds fans were arriving from all points, north, south, east and west, and to all of those around the world who are following the coverage from this game, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's great to have you on board for what we hope will be another great day in this fantastic club's history. The rain falls ever heavier here now at Wembley, so the surface will be slick, you would imagine, and the ball will move quickly across it. But I think the players will be happy that some of the heat's gone out of the occasion, in terms of temperature at least.
We were down there earlier, weren't we, Bryn? And there was no wind whatsoever, and plenty of sunshine, and you're right, pitch dries out really quickly, and both sides love to move that ball from front to back through midfield quickly, so this will certainly suit, I must admit. And as an ex-defender, I did quite like the rain to slide and get a few tackles in.
Well, the two teams met obviously twice in the league, and Southampton were the only team who did the double over Leeds United through the course of the championship campaign. Does that give them any kind of advantage in this one?
No, nothing whatsoever. I mean, this is a one-off game. We talk about the occasion, but what the boys have to remember is it's just one match against an opponent that we have to get the better of. And you break it down into your individual battle, get on top of your man, and as a collective, get on top of the opposition. What happened last week, last month, last year? I don't want to know. I don't remember it. Crack on. We've done a lot of work this week, no doubt the boys have, on exactly what's required, what the tactics are, and your roles and responsibilities. Now it's time to execute.
Now is the time. Leeds United go into the huddle. Southampton do something similar, not quite as tightly packed into that Southampton huddle currently, but Leeds United, arms round shoulders, and Joe Rodon, right in the middle of it, is the man who's having the last word with that group of players. There are some big voices in a young group there. We saw Archie Gray speaking in the middle of the group at the end of that fantastic Norwich semi-final second leg. We've seen Ethan Ampadu get in there and talk to the players as well. So it's a young side, it's a relatively inexperienced side. Nobody in it's played at Wembley before. Most of them haven't even visited Wembley before. And yet, there are some mature characters in there.
And they'll need that today. You know, I think their steely determination is important, but also a calmness in what you're doing. And that comes normally with experience. But you look at it the other way, maybe the exuberance of youth, our front four, get it to them and let them go and play. Let them go and fly and show how good they are.
What a scene, what a sight. Scarves above heads, around 2/3 of this stadium. Leeds United fans waving them wildly here. And now the noise levels are ramped up a little further because we're almost there. We're almost ready for kickoff. Here we go, folks. It's Leeds United for the first time in the club's history in a championship playoff final. Piroe stands over the ball for Leeds. Leeds will be kicking from our left to our right. It means they'll be kicking towards those Leeds fans in the second half. Piroe awaits the signal. Match referee is ready to give the signal. The game is underway. And Leeds United begin it with a little period of possession before Archie Gray puts the ball forward for Piroe to chase, but we could see right across the line, and Piroe was beyond the last defender, and the flag is duly raised, and Southampton have a free kick.
Yes, and at last we finally have the whistle. Everyone has been waiting for, all of you guys and girls, but also the players. They just want to get on with it now, and finally they can go and do what they're trained all week to do. Get about this Southampton side.
Sloppy pass out of defence gives Leeds a chance to start an attack here with Gnonto down the right-hand side. Gruev arrives, edge of the penalty area, tips it in, almost gets a return ball off Jorginho. And Gruev couldn't get to it before it rolled away from him. Just need a little bit less weight on the pass, and Leeds were in.
It's just a shame that he actually went 1-2 with Gruev. There was options the other way as well, but already positive, just getting into their third. Interesting here, we know how Southampton play. From the back, and look at the high press that we've got.
Southampton indeed do take the short goal kick, then they go long, deliver the ball up into the Leeds half, and Firpo has to defend this one. Gets in front of his man, just tips it back to Meslier, and Meslier puts it up in the air, and it sails out towards the far touchline, where Summerville keeps it in on his chest, high on his chest, and then goes in for a second ball, and as it goes out of play, the final touch is off the Leeds man, and that will be a Southampton throw-in.
And again, no doubt we've worked on it because we have that high press. There's a big space in behind, and either they drop it in, Southampton, or they're going to just launch it right over the top. We've got to be ready for both of those.
As the ball is played forward from the back, high over the top again. Gray is defending under this one. Takes it down and moves it away from Fraser. And up the line to Gnonto. Return ball off Gnonto. He's a bit short of Archie Gray there, but Leeds got away with it, and the ball comes off Downs and goes out, and that will go behind for a goal kick.
Well, I talked about the exuberance of youth. Archie Gray once again just shepherds the ball, doesn't he? Away from the player, turns and sets forward rather than go back to the keeper. What a season he has had, Archie Gray.
What a culmination to it as well. 18 years old, remember, the youngest Leeds United player to play at Wembley, and of course the previous youngest, 1996, was a certain Andy Gray, and of course that is Archie's dad. Incredible dynasty, and before that, prior to that, Eddie Gray played here for Leeds United at the age of 20 as well. So it goes on. Eddie will be somewhere in the midst of the masses, watching on proudly, watching his football club here, hoping But for the first time, Leeds can claim promotion via the playoffs. Here's Jorginho trying to link up with Gray, who can run through the middle. Little bit of space perhaps for Archie Gray. Shoots left-footed, just wide from Archie Gray. Well, there's the confidence from such a young player to take the ball on through the middle and have a crack at goal.
Excellent, really good play. You can see Southampton, they're allowing Joe Rodon to have the ball. What Rodon does well is just continues his run, plays a 1-2, he's in, and then so does Archie, but really positive. Didn't fancy slipping it to Piroe or Summerville, and why not? Goal opened up, didn't it? Left foot shot, almost on target.
The ball's clipped up towards the halfway line. Firpo with a stooping header, can't keep the ball in play, and it goes out in the Southampton half for a throw into the away team. And it's chucked back towards the Southampton penalty area. And then the Saints push the ball across the back. And then it's pumped forward, looking for Fraser. Gray gets in ahead of him. Gnonto on the halfway line. Gets past the first challenge. Stuck on the touchline, gives it back to Gruev. Now Jorginho sweeps the ball in, looking for Piroe, and it's gone a little too far for Piroe to be able to do anything with it, and it goes over his head now for a throw by the corner flag.
That was unfortunate, but I like Jorginho's idea. At least he's trying to get it and move it quickly rather than take 2, 3, 4 touches. Just want him to really get a bit of confidence early on in this game. I think that's really important for him.
Southampton throw in over on their right. Walker Peters is going to take it, one of a number of Southampton players with previous Wembley experience. Scored a goal here for Tottenham Hotspur when they were using this as their home in a cup tie against Rochdale. Leeds cannot claim the same level of experience.
Bednarek there, just launching it out. Again, fiddly at the back, trying to play into small spaces.
Summerville, he's caught. And this will be a Leeds United free kick, and it's, 8 yards outside the Southampton penalty area on the far edge. So first chance for Leeds to put a set piece together to get the ball into this Southampton penalty area.
Bad challenge. Well, Flynn Downs knows he has to get to Summerville quickly, but Crescencio Summerville, very quick feet, knocks it away. Southampton player didn't get the ball. You're right, really good area.
So Summerville and Gruev are the combination once more, discussing it. Well, it worked well against Norwich. It's a bit further out than that one, in fairness, and a bit wider as well. So it's going to be a cross, you would suspect. But which one of those two will take it, in-swinger or out-swinger? Summerville, gloves on as ever. Gruev waits. The referee in his orange shirt retreats from the penalty area, ready to give the signal. Summerville it is, who will play to the far side of the area, where it's headed back into the middle by Ampadu, cleared away from the edge of the 6-yard box. Kamara chases it out, and it will be a Leeds United throw-in level with the edge of the Southampton penalty area. And Archie Gray jogs forward to take it. Gray into the edge of the box to Jorginho, back to Gnonto. Gnonto comes in field a little, looking for support, goes back to the edge of the centre circle, and Ampadu. Now Rodon. Rodon again. Through the middle it goes. Laid onto the path of Gnonto. Gnonto's moving up to the edge of the penalty area. Well, it was opening up in front of him, and he did take a shot, but it lacked power and rolled straight into the hands of keeper McCarthy.
Brilliant play, though, from Jorginho and Gnonto. I just think the player behind Gnonto just caught his leg and didn't really get a proper connection on it. Some tackles flying in there.
Yeah, and the ball emerges, and the referee sees nothing untoward with any of it, and the game goes on. And Firpo plays it forward to Gruev. Short ball into Summerville, manages to ride the challenge and get it to Kamara. Kamara gets a return ball. The Leeds fans applaud the combination play. Now Rodon up towards the halfway line. In front of him, Gnonto goes down, and he turns and he appeals to the ref and said he was bundled over by Stevens. The referee disagrees, but he's given the ball by Stevens, and it's played into Jorginho. Jorginho, edge of the penalty area, into the penalty area, trying to wriggle round Bednarek, still fighting in there, and ultimately it breaks off him and breaks clear, and it's cleared away. Southampton causing their own problems there.
Certainly are. Great play with moving that ball extremely well. Little triangles, getting round players. Just got to find that final pass now.
Gruev to Gray, to Gnonto. Comes back to Gruev, into Jorginho. Looked like he might have been pulled down there, just outside the penalty area, but the referee watches on and sees nothing wrong, and the game continues.
How is that not a foul? It's a tackle from behind. That's the thing. He comes straight through the back of him.
Well, now Southampton will have a free kick for a similar sort of challenge, but this time it has resulted in the referee blowing his whistle and stopping things.
On Brooks, yeah, Firpo, that was clumsy. Just more of a slip from behind, and both feet collected the attacker. Again, not a great challenge, but you can see the slip, and certainly didn't mean it.
David Brooks back on his feet. Junior Firpo receives a ticking off from the referee, but no more. Daniel Farker in his anorak watches on. Perfect attire for the game as it is at the moment. The rain, though, I think has now eased off. As the Leeds players win the ball back on the halfway line. Good exchange of passes. Piroe manages to work it to Summerville, and Summerville, there was a runner through the middle. Jorginho and Gnonto beyond him, and Summerville tried to pass with the outstep there, and it was intercepted and cleared away.
Almost really putting him under pressure. Here they go again, Southampton playing around at the back.
Just about managed to get the ball beyond Piroe, and now Downs carries it forward for them before he checks back and Aribo comes to take over. And then from the back, Bednarek. And alongside him, in that defensive role, Harwood-Bellis. Back to Bednarek again, experienced international. And then a scuffed ball backwards under pressure from Jorginho. Forces the error, and that is going to be a Leeds throw-in, is it? Oh, he's given it the other way, incredible. And Jorginho sinks to his knees in disbelief at the outcome there.
What Southampton are doing at the back is giving us a chance, aren't they? They're kind of drawing us in and not moving the ball quickly enough. Our pressing's good.
Gnonto goes in to do that, but it's worked forward to Aribo, to Fraser on the halfway line. He has to go backwards. Again, loose ball from Fraser. Goes behind Stevens, but the keeper comes to the edge of the area to gather, and then plays it out to the right side of the Southampton penalty area. And Harwood-Bellis plays the long ball through the middle to Aribo. Controls. Thumbs up from Russell Martin, and there's space in the penalty area for Armstrong. Cuts the ball back, still there for Armstrong, and Leeds make the block successfully. And it comes out to Fraser on the edge of the area, and still it's there for Aribo this time, trying to play the run in. Leeds still trying to get the ball clear, and from a challenge on the edge of the penalty area, Southampton win possession back. Gnonto's down, but the game goes on, and Southampton put more pressure on Leeds United, who was suddenly opened up there and had to quickly slam the door shut before Armstrong could have a shot from close range, and he very much the man that you don't want in that situation, given the number of goals he scored this season.
Certainly not. And Ampadu, I think, let him run. The movement was good.
Aribo up to the edge of the area. Little drag from Gnonto will result in a free kick for Southampton just outside the penalty area. And Gnonto lost Aribo there, and to stop him, tugged at his shirt.
Just got to be careful, haven't we, in and around that box. One, with the challenges, and two, giving away free kicks in those sorts of areas as well. You can see the ball. Good play. Just look at the run from Armstrong, and Ampadu's tried to play him offside. Timing of the pass was perfect, and the run, you can't. You've got to go with your man there, and you get away with it.
So now Leeds have to defend a free kick, which offers real potential to Southampton. Smallbone and Brooks standing over the ball for the team in black. And the Leeds wall is back inside the penalty area. Summerville, as ever, Summerville and Gnonto are the two delegated to take on the role of forming the white wall. Smallbone looks the more likely of the two, but Brooks has gone further away from the ball now as the referee allows the free kick, and it's Smallbone over the wall, and Meslier quickly across his line, two-handed to push it behind for a corner.
Certainly saw that one all the way. More than decent free kick, wasn't it? But Meslier gets across well. As we know, he is an absolute giant of a goalkeeper. Needed all his inches there as well to scoot across to the right, but a good save.
So Southampton with the first corner of the game. Smallbone to take it. Curled in. Meslier flaps and misses, but the ball goes beyond everybody, and it goes actually out over the far side, and it will be a goal kick ultimately.
Well, that's the first time that Southampton really have had chances, and of course set pieces, and they certainly look dangerous. We settled in the first game, for the first 10 minutes of the game, the better side, but the last 2-3 minutes, Southampton has showed what they're certainly made of. And even when it comes across, Meslier has to get something on it. He doesn't. That's what we don't need.
Rodon carries it forward for Leeds, gives it to Gruev. Now Kamara. Out wide left side to Summerville. Carries it forward for Leeds. Summerville into Piroe. Piroe tackled by Smallbone, but it comes to Kamara. Leeds will begin again with Gruev in possession. Puts it back to Ampadu. Goes square to Rodon. Southampton fans are booing Leeds players in possession here, as Ampadu turns back to Meslier. And Meslier goes out to Firpo. Comes inside to Ampadu. Gives it back to Junior Firpo in that full-back position. And we move into the 15th minute of this game. 0-0 between Leeds United and Southampton in the playoff final. There have been moments at either end. Meslier has been the man who's had more to do than McCarthy. Summerville can't play Firpo in. He skids and the ball goes behind him and goes out for a throw-in.
Yeah, I think Summerville would like to get further up the pitch, because that's exactly where we want him, but unfortunately just not quite the understanding on that occasion there between he and Firpo.
And for the first time this afternoon, we're hearing When the Saints Go Marching In. So two clubs with their own anthems. And it's Southampton in possession. Ball played through the middle. That's not going to Armstrong, straight into the hands of Meslier. And Meslier thought about rolling it out and then thought again. Instead walks the ball up to the edge of the penalty area. May just kick long here, potentially. Drops it to the ground instead and then plays it out to Rodon. He signals his teammates forward. Gray has it. Gnonto infield. Gives it back to Gray. Pursued by Aribo. Gnonto stayed down again, holding his back, and the referee didn't see anything in the challenge, but Rodon has just put the ball into touch so that somebody can have a look at Gnonto here, who's in pain.
Yes, he's already had 1 or 2 challenges. Let's hope this isn't too bad, and just a way of saying, okay, ref, that's once, that's twice. You know, next one, surely, I'm going to get a free kick.
Just touching the small of his back, I think, isn't he? Or maybe the top of the thigh. As if he got a whack from Stevens there. Two teams take the opportunity as Gnonto gets himself back to his feet without the need of attention to come and get fluid from the near side touchline. Maybe a word as well from the coaches. Daniel Farke very much involved in conversations with his players down there, and then folds his arms and then just gives them a big come on G-up gesture.
Well, they certainly started well, and we talked about Southampton and the strengths that they've got, maybe 1 or 2 weaknesses, but there's no doubt that Flynn Downs and Armstrong in that midfield are the ones we have to be aware of when they do that third man running. But at the moment, the way to stop that is obviously keep the ball and attack them, get them defending, and we've seen a lot more of them defending than not, which is a good thing.
Brightson out again, and now Gnonto, and puts the ball over the top, and it's too far ahead of Piroe. And Gnonto there will be disappointed perhaps with his pass, but he still doesn't look entirely happy. He's holding his back, and Piroe wasn't going to get to that one. But Gnonto might need to get involved again here, because Leeds are watching as Southampton play the ball across the back. Harwood-Bellis into the centre circle to Armstrong. Challenged quickly by Ampadu, and well by Ampadu, to get the ball to Piroe. Now Jorginho looks through the middle, just had a look around to see what was on. Gives it short to Gnonto, goes back to Gruev. And then into the centre circle to Ampadu, Kamara and Rodon. Ampadu out to the left to Firpo, up the line to Summerville. And Firpo back into his own half to the captain. And the captain goes back to the keeper. And then Meslier out to Rodon on this right-hand side. through the middle for Piroe. Good control. Holds the ball up. Kamara skips in to get the ball back in possession for Leeds United. Give it to Firpo. Leeds have players moving forward down the line now. Summerville's out on the left for Leeds United. Comes up to the edge of the area. Breaks off the thigh, I think, there of the Southampton man, and out for, well, almost out for a throw. Summerville keeps it in play and keeps going and skips away from Smallbone and plays it into Gruev and gets a return ball, and he tries to play it into Gnonto. Gnonto will pick it up in the penalty area, back to goal, comes out to Gray, and Gray not quite the ball he wanted there, but he wins it back quickly for Leeds with a great challenge. And when he carries on, the game goes on with Archie Gray to cross the ball, goes deep, and Jorginho in a tussle at the far post with the Southampton right back, gets the ball for Leeds United on the edge of the area. Jorginho trying to get perhaps the byline here. Kamara just waits and he gets the ball from him. Oh, and it's not quite into the path of Kamara, and then there's a foul by Summerville in the penalty area on Brooks, and the moment of pressure has passed.
Oh, so unfortunate. We kept the ball really well. Great work from Archie Gray, just stronger than Ryan Fraser, who went to ground wanting a free kick. The ball was overhit then when it came in, but we kept it in that danger area, but some really good play. And you can see the pass didn't quite get through. It was a vital touch from the Southampton defender.
Southampton play quickly and short and have the ball with Harwood-Bellis. Goes pushing it forward to Downs and then out wide to the right side to Walker-Peters. And Downs again. And now there's a bit of space through the middle for Stevens, who's popped up as a central midfielder. And the man who started the game at left back. And then a turn from Walker-Peters, and he keeps the ball in possession of Southampton in the Leeds half. They work it around. Bednarek is the furthest man back. Now Harwood-Bellis has it for Southampton. Takes his time, goes back to Downs. Returns the favour, and then it's pushed out wide to Walker-Peters. Gets the return ball off Brooks. Southampton keep possession in the Leeds United half. Past the 20-minute mark now. Stevens in the centre circle. Walker-Peters turns, and now he begins to move forward for Southampton. Summerville fouled there, surely, by Smallbone. Good defensive work by Crescencio Summerville. He got in front of his man, got control of the ball, and was pushed to the ground. Well,
good defensive shape from our boys there, just nice and patient, make sure they know what each other is doing, not allow too much space, allow Southampton to play in front of them, and then nip in when they can.
Not the best free kick, as it turned out, as Leeds went long with this one. Rare occasion, over the top, but nowhere near Jorginho, so it goes behind for a goal kick. Daniel Farke has ditched the anorak, and as in fact he and Russell Martin, it's like two gunslingers down there, both dressed completely in black, the pair of them.
True English weather as well. Beautiful sunshine, chucking it down with rain, and now the sunshine's back.
Smallbone up to the halfway line, looking for Brooks, drops a shoulder. Firpo reads it, gets in ahead of him, gives it back to Meslier, who wastes no time in getting the ball up in the air and forward. And it's nodded back into the Leeds half. Little drop for Firpo. And Firpo on the halfway line into Piroe. Into space for Jorginho. A lot of space for Jorginho to work the ball forward for Leeds United. Out to this right side, Archie Gray. Gray coming onto his left foot. Curls across into the middle, just beyond Summerville. Firpo was arriving behind, but not quite in time.
Good actually defending from Walker-Peters at the back stick as well. Just blocks Crescencio Summerville, who would have tried to have made that run, but there's no way getting past. Decent ball in from Archie as well.
Jorginho finding some good space through the middle for Leeds United there. Just in a sense, play the killer pass. And again, Piroe shows as he makes a quick block as Southampton played across the back, and Piroe got in front of his man, Harwood-Bellis, and got a foot on it, and it goes out for a goal kick. Eddie Gray, we see pictured on our monitor screen in front of us, watching and hoping. This has been a venue for Leeds United in its old and current guise that has produced the full range of emotions. Great days and not so great days. The last time that Leeds won at Wembley, in whatever description, was the Charity Shield, 92 Charity Shield.
Which I have to say I have rather enjoyed that one. However, that was a long time ago. Could we have another game where we come out on top? Let's make it this one.
Smallbone for Southampton. He's played it through for Armstrong, who's in the penalty area. And Armstrong low, past Meslier and into the back of the net. And Southampton it is who take the lead in this playoff final. Huge gaps through the Leeds defence, and Armstrong took full advantage. And it's Leeds United 0, Southampton 1.
Well, he had an acre of space, didn't he, to go into. And their movement, we've already seen that with Armstrong after about 15 minutes of the game. Well, that was a warning that hasn't been heeded. And a really good finish as well. You can see the space, the back line, not in a line at all. And it's actually Archie Gray, Rodon, and who's picking him up? Is it Gruev? Is it Ampadu? Well, the answer is no one. And he's clean through. Someone has to pick him up. You can see Ampadu has been drawn out. He's attacking a midfielder. The striker is where he should be picking up. Should have just dropped off, allowed Gruev to go pick up the midfielder. Instead, we get caught out. That's a really good finish.
And Smallbone was the provider. Pushed the ball into the path of Armstrong's run. And you knew that there was real danger when he got into that position. And you knew there was a real possibility that he would do what he did, and he scored again. And Leeds are behind. Fraser. Southampton played up the line. Archie Gray back into Ampadu. Ampadu goes out to Firpo. Firpo back into Ethan Ampadu. He's got a cut back with Armstrong on his shoulder to Meslier. 25 minutes on the clock, and suddenly all the noise is from the red and whites to our right. Archie Gray back to Rodon. Gnonto tackled hard, and the ball comes off Gnonto, and it's going to be a Southampton throw in midway inside their own half.
And now's the time for our boys just to switch back on again. Just keep playing, no problems. I see Daniel Fargett just wanting us to play the same way, keep moving the ball, pass it, move, but we have to be tight at the back.
Ball is played across the back for Southampton to Walker-Peters. Smallbone back to Walker-Peters. Downs over the top. Firpo comes in unfairly on the back of Brooks, and it will be a Southampton free kick, pretty much on the halfway line. Taken short and quick. Brooks has it. Another Welsh international on the pitch. The ball is with Bednarek. And then it's put through the middle. Again, lots of space for Armstrong, who's come deep, and then he puts it out wide. There's room for Southampton down Leeds right. Leeds left, rather, down Southampton's right. Downs in the midfield, trying to work it forward, and they have it just outside the box, and they have a chance to cross in through Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters to the byline, comes in, takes a deflection on its way towards goal, and goes behind for a Southampton corner.
Something killing for a free kick as well earlier in the move, but Walker-Peters, we're not going to see him up in that right wing position. That means they're getting on top to the Firpo with an important block.
Leeds more defending to do here. Southampton with the in-swinging corner. Leeds fans watch on. Comes in short and low. Leeds read it. Now they can counter-attack. Leeds have picked the ball up with Gray. Puts it forward, but then just bobble, I think. He came off his toe in completely the wrong direction. Leeds were racing forward there. Had more bodies coming forward than Southampton had going back, but Archie Gray couldn't get the ball into any of them. And Southampton pick it up.
4-on-2 as well. We had the right idea. He was trying to, but the midfielder for Southampton tracking back just did enough to put him off, but it was half a chance.
Firpo and Brooks battling. Brooks goes down. Referee allows play to continue. Leeds in possession of the ball. Gruev. Rodon. Now Gray. On to Gnonto. Russell Martin right on Gnonto's shoulder, clapping wildly to keep his players going. Man down is still Brooks, and so Leeds will stop playing for David Brooks to receive some treatment here. It's the challenge. It looks like a shoulder injury, doesn't it?
I submit it does look a little strange. You're right. That's exactly what he's holding. Also, Gnonto was down previously on the other side of the pitch, and eventually he got stopped. And the same thing certainly has happened here. Daniel Farker, just a word with Archie Gray, I must say, has started this game fantastically well.
So there's another pause in the action here, and it's Southampton in the 29th minute, who have the song of joy on their lips. Leeds fans have to just stay on side with the team. And there's been enough indication in the opening stages of this game that there's still plenty here for Leeds to go at. What they can't afford to do is allow Armstrong that sort of space in that sort of place.
No, and we just saw, didn't we, the replay there, and Ampadu, if he's going to go in to get the man that's free, you've got to get the ball, you've got to get something. He didn't, and after that, Armstrong was clear. Gruev never getting back in position. Centre-half wasn't the cross. And in the end, unfortunately, Southampton scored.
David Brooks is back on his feet. Doesn't look too comfortable. His final game for Southampton as things stand. Bournemouth have indicated that they expect him to return at the end of his loan spell, and he'll be part of their plans next season. He would want to go out in a blaze of glory, no doubt, and at the moment he's in danger perhaps of leaving this game prematurely. Che Adams is warming up for Southampton, the obvious and talented replacement. Bree for Leeds to Gnonto. Gnonto back into his own half to Bree. Now Rodon in the centre circle to Summerville. Turns off Armstrong. Carries it forward for Leeds. Goes out to his left to Firpo. Firpo up by the corner flag. Comes back to Summerville. Southampton back in numbers. Summerville into Kamara. Kamara almost caught by Brooks, who's back on again, but holding his arm across his body here. I wonder whether that's while they decide what they're going to do next, but he's playing on for now. Rodon. Gruev. Turns one way then the other to Gray, tight to the touchline, infield, but he can't find Gruev, and he catches his man Gruev with a little bit of a late lunge there, and Aribo goes down, and that's a Southampton free kick.
She's got to keep her cool here. Yeah, Brooks is not moving that arm at all. Looks very odd, running with just the one arm moving, but in this period it's about responding now, reacting in the right way. That's where I suppose you look at the experience or lack of in our side. He's the second youngest squad in the Championship, and it's these sort of moments you think, okay, can we deal with it in the best way, in the right way?
Leeds trying to pressurise the men at the back. Southampton get it onto the head of Smallbone, who loops a header back to Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters over on the far touchline, trying to get it up the line. Ball goes out of play, it'll be a Leeds throw-in. Walker-Peters tumbles, and the throw is taken from Firpo back to Ampadu. Across the back to Rodon. To the right side to Gray. Gnonto taking on Fraser. Fraser's got back at him well. Nicked back at him to make the challenge there. It appeals for the throw-in. Leeds get it. Just looked like for a moment that Gnonto had got away from Ryan Fraser. Showed the experience there, the Scottish international, to time this challenge well.
And that's certainly why he is playing there, with that extra bit of experience. But I really do think Gnonto and Archie could get some joy down this right flank.
Trying to do just that now. Gray, it's cleared away by Fraser, headed forward by Gray. Gnonto flicks it over the head of Fraser, tries to get past on the other side, but coming across to defend successfully is Bednarek. Puts it into touch for a Leeds United throw-in. Gray throws it back to Rodon, through the middle for Kamara. Kamara into his own half to Ampadu. And Ampadu over the top, and Gnonto's not getting to that one. Too much on it from Ethan Ampadu, and it bounces straight through to Alex McCarthy.
Too straight, you're right, and too long as well, but got to try and get McCarthy in the Southampton goal into the game.
Good pressure by Leeds again, almost results in an error, and Southampton get away with it. Walker-Peters dribbling back towards his own byline, and the ball goes out off, is it Piroe in there? And it'll be a Southampton throw-in level with the edge of their own box. And we are in the 34th minute here at Wembley, and it's Southampton 1, Leeds United 0. Armstrong almost inevitably on the score sheet against Leeds again this season.
Yes, and it was a well-taken goal. That there's no doubt. Got to be better and more tight in picking him up, but Brooks has now surely gone down to go off.
David Brooks has gone down, looking distraught, and that would suggest that the game is over for him here, and Southampton are indeed preparing to make the first change of the afternoon. David Brooks, who's battled all sorts in the course of his career, and now he's come back from testicular cancer to play in the Premier League and to play here in a game of this enormity. But he's off. And the change sees the board go up, and the man coming on for Southampton is actually Edozie. So Sam Edozie, the wide man, takes up David Brooks' position. And Firpo has somebody else to contend with.
Yeah, certainly just like for like, isn't it? Not to mess up their formation too much, so no real change for us, but we've got to get back on that ball, start driving them back, getting Jorginho on the ball again, running at their defenders. But I've noticed certainly for Jorginho, he's moved the ball a lot quicker in this first half hour or so, but he just needs that spark, that confidence to really go up that next level that we know he's got.
Rodon, Gnonto, behind Gray, can't keep the ball in play. A little example there of perhaps where Leeds need to just tune up a bit in this first half. That sort of pass just behind the man rather than just in front of the man. And Southampton are given easy possession back as a result. Aribo on the halfway line. Gnonto's got in front of him really well. Now Gruev. Jorginho quickly closed down. He stabs a foot out and gets it to Summerville. And Summerville moves it through the middle for Leeds. And then good work done by Flynn Downs to nip the ball away from him. It's in the penalty area, but it's cleared from the box. Firpo with a strong header and challenge with Edozie. Rolls back towards the byline where Walker-Peters has it, works it past Piroe and goes out of play and off Piroe for a Southampton throw-in.
Oh, I thought with Summerville on the ball, suddenly cutting in, but you're right. The midfielder got around the other side of him, so now just got a toe poke to take it away from Asensio Summerville in full flight.
Ball out the penalty area, McCarthy. And Stevens, the captain, Smallbone, back to Harwood-Bellis. And then in the middle of the park again, Stevens, over the top it goes, beyond Gruev. Had to be defended by Gray behind him. Gruev helps out this time and is fouled by Aribo. Leeds have a free kick in their own half.
Once again, it's a little bit too easy, wasn't it, to get through to Southampton's attackers.
In fact, Stevens is basically operating as the central defender in there, isn't he? And Fraser is very much operating as the wing back.
Yes, he is. And when they have possession, Southampton, Stevens is going in then to like a holding midfield position. So there's a lot of good movement from them, but Ryan Fraser at times is going to make that a back five.
Firpo in the shade into Ampadu in the sunshine. Leeds trail here at Wembley by a single goal to nil. Meslier, edge of the penalty area, plays it to Rodon. Now Gray, forced backwards and turns out of trouble. Brilliant football, and he's caught. Archie Gray, some great footwork there to work the ball one way then the other. And as it opened up, he was brought down by Downs, who's perhaps a little lucky not to have been yellow carded for that challenge.
Well, he's already had that sort of challenge anyway. He's got away with one. I was on Summerville earlier on the left-hand side, and now it's another one where he's missed the ball and got the player. you're right, normally one of them at least gets a yellow. He's had 2 and nothing doing.
Gray trying to work out what to do with this free kick here. Jorginho sets off on a run, Piroe sets off on a run, and then they both stop and come back onside, and Leeds play it short instead. Now Jorginho has it. Oh, big
and again
late lunge by Bednarek, and the first card is coming out here for Bednarek for that. Went straight through Jorginho there and is yellow carded.
Well, at last he has got his yellows and reds in his pocket. Let's hope he has got the red in, but not for us. Poor challenge, good turn. Done that so often. Lovely little drag back, wasn't it? Beat Bednarek, all ends up.
Leeds with a short free kick, so they're on the halfway line with Rodon. And now they're in their own half with Ampadu. Firpo, left side Summerville. Summerville goes back towards the halfway line under pressure. Firpo to Ampadu. Ampadu into Kamara in the midfield, looks for runners and spots Gray to his right-hand side, and Archie Gray can now carry the ball forward for Leeds United. Stops and goes back instead to Gruev, into the middle to Kamara, returns the ball to Gruev, and then pass played quickly to Ampadu, goes left side to Firpo. Firpo back to Ampadu. Leeds keep the ball in the Southampton half. Firpo on the touchline, hits it at Smallbone. It comes off Smallbone and it's a Leeds United throw in.
Disappointing, as Archie had so much space. There was no real option for him. Gnonto tried, but everyone else was far post.
Summerville just outside the penalty area for Leeds, trying to get the ball in from the byline, takes a deflection. Leeds United have a corner kick for the first time in the game, and we're in the 40th minute.
Right, this is it. We've been saving them up, Bryn, for Wembley. We're going to get a brilliant delivery, just a powering header from one of our centre-halves into the back of the net. I can always dream.
We'll
tell
see.
you what, let's see.
We'll see. Summerville will take the corner kick. In swing, McCarthy came and he got a punch on it. A good punch as it turned out. Risky strategy, but it worked. Back into the area it goes. Bobbling around in there. Comes off Bednarek. Was Kamara offside? He was trying to get his foot in as well. And Southampton get the decision. For sure it's their ball, by whatever route that is.
Actually a free kick, but good punch, wasn't it, from McCarthy? The ball comes in. It certainly was a good one, but look at the height and distance that he gets on it. Allows his team to push up. Maybe called a 1 or 2 offside, but it was better at least. McCarthy's having to do something. That Southampton goal.
Bednarek to the right side of the Southampton penalty area. Played forward to Edozie. Smallbone almost gets it, but then Gruev picks it up for Leeds. Gruev to Summerville. Summerville down the line. Firpo, only one in the middle. Piroe, as Firpo goes for the byline. Back in Harwood-Bellis, and it was Jorginho played the cross in. Firpo was arriving. Summerville trying to get past a couple of what a challenge between Gruev and Downs in the midfield. It breaks for Piroe, and then just beyond Summerville again, one of those moments where there's inches in it and it's going the wrong way for Leeds.
Well, some challenge. Gruev is still feeling the effects of that, but you're right, just calmness in those areas now. Get caught up, show a bit of composure and quality.
Ball played through the middle. Piroe to Gnonto. Aribo tackles and it breaks in the box, and Jorginho tried to chest it forward, and Bednarek just gets in centre-half style and swings a boot at it, and he goes into touch for a Leeds throw-in.
Well, it's better, putting him under pressure, keeping the ball in the dangerous areas, but so many black shirts there, can't quite find our way through just yet.
On the halfway line, Ampadu to Rodon. And Rodon, short pass to Gruev. Now Gray. Leeds fans find their voice. Gray pursued by Fraser. Still going after him as Gray just cuts the ball back to Ampadu over on the left side, and now Firpo. There's a little bit of space in front of Junior Firpo. There's a lot of space in front of Jorginho, and he has the ball and he's beyond Downs, and Jorginho into the penalty area, and it almost comes down for Summerville, and Summerville just leaves a foot in with his challenge, and he'll be yellow carded here as well. And Southampton were under pressure, and it looked like it might break for Summerville, but as he went in, he put too much into it. And his challenge results in a second yellow card.
That first looking at, was it a foot up, studs up. If he goes with his instep, I don't think that is a foul whatsoever, but yeah, it's studs up, unfortunately. As soon as you start raising your foot off the ground like that, but he does get a bit of the ball, but it's unfortunately the follow through. Of course, the defender makes the most of it.
One of those that in the old days would have been deemed a good tackle. So free kick as we have a couple of minutes left in the first 45, plus whatever's to be added on here. Ball played forward by McCarthy. Firpo's header. Downs, and Firpo again. Goes into the challenge with Edozie. Edozie comes away with the ball. And then a little foot in from Firpo brings Edozie down, and that will be a Southampton free kick. Just in from the far touchline.
Once again, just a poor challenge. Firpo was beaten in a right foot challenge. Just caught Edozie nowhere near the ball. It is a free kick.
So Southampton have the chance to put pressure on Leeds United once more, with Smallbone, the sole player, standing over the ball, and Crescencio Summerville, the sole man in the Leeds wall. Smallbone raises his left arm. The Southampton fans raise their voices. He goes over the top. Armstrong's picked up off the edge of the wall. Low drive, Meslier, great save, and then cleared away with Southampton players lurking, ready to strike. Leeds try and counter-attack, and then Fraser will be yellow carded, because that is a cynical foul on the halfway line. He just dragged Gnonto down, knowing that he was stretched and Southampton was stretched, and he couldn't let his man get past him, and he didn't.
What are we doing from the free kick, though? We are switching off. And of all players, Adam Armstrong. If there's one player you pick up, it's Adam Armstrong. Unfortunately, he gets through yet again on the right-hand side.
Free kick taken. Jorginho in a clutch of Southampton shirts. He's going down the touchline. Can't keep the ball in play. And Fraser just marshals him and it out. And it will be a goal kick. Added time board went up. I missed it completely. But it's 5 minutes, so quite a bit to go still in the first half here.
Just seeing a replay as well, Smallbone. It's a well-worked free kick, but we got to be more aware of that. Who's picking him up? Who's going near? Good save though in the end, wasn't it? Meslier been called upon again, that sort of area against Armstrong. Good stop, might have been going wide anyway.
So Southampton in possession in their own half. Downs goes backwards, and further back it goes to Harwood-Bellis, and then all the way back to McCarthy. And McCarthy swings it out to this near side. Gray will win the header, but he can't keep the ball in play. And that will be a Southampton throw in, pretty much level. Well, it looked like it was going to be level with the edge of the box, but it's actually halfway up the touchline. Stevens has the ball in his hands. And Stevens looks for an option here. Keeps going. He's now way up, almost on the halfway line, so much so that the referee sends him back to Smallbone. The throw goes, and now Bednarek. Harwood-Bellis moves it forward for Southampton, plays it in ahead of Aribo. Aribo out to Fraser. Fraser in field to Stevens, picking up in that little pocket again. Challenged by Jorginho in there. Game goes on with the tackles flying in. Downs emerges with the ball, and now Fraser has it outside the box. Fraser goes past Jorginho, clips the ball to the far post from where Firpo heads it away. Southampton pick it up with Harwood-Bellis down the line, right side to Walker-Peters. Into the edge of the penalty area. Edozie gives it back to Walker-Peters, into the box to Smallbone. Smallbone across the edge of the 6-yard box. Rodon defends it. Ampadu completes the clearance, and the ball bounces once and twice into the Southampton half. But another worrying period of pressure from Southampton there.
Certainly was, and Smallbone gets through so much work. The runs that he does from left to right, front to back, really are causing us problems.
Saints in possession. Armstrong just outside the box, pursued by Rodon. Sees the ball out of play and behind, and that will be Leeds possession through a goal kick. Is it a goal kick or is it a throw-in? I think it's a throw-in, yeah.
That's how it was. Good defending. Rodon this time gets to Armstrong, just ushers the ball away.
2 minutes of the added time to go. Long throw from Ampadu. Flicked in field by Piroe, but there's nobody in a white shirt waiting there. And it comes all the way back to McCarthy, a long way out this penalty area. Plays it forward for Fraser. Gray's got to come across. Fraser still manages to get a ball up the line, but Archie Gray's defending was good there. As the ball comes into Rodon, under a bit of pressure quickly from Armstrong. Gives it to Gray. Gray may have to go long here. Does have to go long. Gnonto looked like he was pulled down on the halfway line by Stevens there. Stevens gestures to suggest otherwise, and the game goes on, which tells us the referee saw it differently as well. Harwood-Bellis for Southampton, who will be more than happy to get into the break with this the scoreline, I'm sure. Bednarek back to Harwood-Bellis, given away. Kamara can't keep it in Leeds possession, and then strong run forward by Downs, plays it for Armstrong just outside, now into the area, shoots, and it's blocked by Rodon, who got across in front of him. And that's how quickly things switch, and Armstrong was in again, and Leeds have conceded a corner, and it could have been worse.
Certainly could have been. Flynn Downs again, just driving through that midfield. That combination with Smallbone once again causing us problems, and then Armstrong's a good run, but Rodon this time just tries to usher him a little wide, takes his shot from a different angle, and Rodon gets back and makes the block.
Smallbone will come to take it. We're into the final seconds of the added 5 here. Southampton with another chance. Curled in, Meslier pushes it away two-handed, out towards the far side and beyond of the penalty area. Edozie has it for Southampton. Goes back, and then it comes all the way back to Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters turns, and the whistle is blown to signal half-time in the playoff final. And as Leeds head towards the tunnel, the one big moment has not gone their way. It's Southampton who hold the advantage at half-time here. Leeds United 0, Southampton 1.
Well, certainly the first 10 minutes or so, I thought we started extremely well, but there was one danger warning from that man there, Adam Armstrong, and we didn't heed it. We got into a bit of a mess at the back, allowed him way too much space. And I must admit, his finish was a very good one. We had the ball in the last third a few times, and certainly put them under lots of pressure, but no mistakes as yet from Southampton, and our quality hasn't quite been there yet. So we need to step it up, but we certainly can in the second half.
So lots more to do for Leeds United here, and a big half-time talk perhaps from Daniel Farke to try and inspire the comeback. The half-time scoreline here at Wembley, it is Leeds United 0, Southampton 1. The game is underway. Southampton get it started and play a long ball over the top, which Rodon tracks back and picks it up, and then plays it long up the far touchline. No changes at half-time, by the way, for either side. Edozie was the one change in the first half, coming on to replace Brooks. But potential, I suppose, for Daniel Farke to start looking at his options the longer this second half goes on.
Yes, and as we know, we have got plenty of options. Certainly James would be an obvious one at some point. Just wonder how soon that point will be.
Armstrong is offside as he tries to play the ball through the Leeds back line. So there'll be a free kick. Many Southampton fans, at least, are yet to return to their seats at the start of the second half. Not quite so much the case in the Leeds sections. As we said at the outset, Leeds are clearly outnumbering the Southampton fans inside the stadium here. Smallbone with a header, which is picked up by Firpo. Now Summerville behind Jorginho. Just that sort of pass we talked about in the first half. It needs to go in front of the man, not behind the man. Not quite working on that level for Leeds currently. Smallbone in midfield to his midfield partner, Downs, and then Walker-Peters turns away successfully from a couple of Leeds players before Jorginho goes in and does well to get in front of Walker-Peters, and then he's pushed to the ground by Walker-Peters. Leeds free kick.
Really good work from Jorginho. Summerville didn't really chase back, but Jorginho filled in for him.
Gruev back to Rodon. Rodon back into the penalty area to Meslier. Meslier short square ball to Ampadu. Firpo. Forward it goes, but Jorginho did well to get there actually ahead of Walker-Peters, but he couldn't control it. In the midfield, Stevens is the man popping up in the middle again for Southampton. Now Edozie down their right-hand side to take on Firpo and to beat Firpo and get into the penalty area and to cut the ball back for the goal-bound shot from Stevens, which was blocked. And the heel of Firpo, I think it was, he got back into the middle, kept that away from goal. Summerville goes into a defensive challenge for Leeds. Southampton pans it, given away on the edge of the area by Summerville. He cleared the ball straight to Stevens, but then Piroe's back defending and he skips past challenges, and now there's space ahead of Gnonto, still in his own half, but now he crosses the halfway line at pace. Gnonto knocks it out wide to Archie Gray, just to his right. Gray stops, infield to Gnonto. Leeds want to keep the momentum going forward here. Now Gruev has it. Gruev outside the penalty area. Gives it back to Kamara. Things slow down a little, but Gray has space down the right, and Rodon says get forward. Gives it infield to Gruev. Back to Archie Gray over on that touchline. Infield to Gruev, and Leeds end up back towards the halfway line before Rodon sets off on a run forward. Rodon breaks into the penalty area. Gnonto. Rodon! Oh, and it's blocked just on his way to goal. Comes out for Summerville. Summerville curls his shot just wide. Well, Joe Rodon took the direct route there, and it's the best moment in the game for Leeds United so far.
Fantastic play from Rodon, it really is. All of a sudden, we're passing with no aim, no final ball. And Rodon thought, forget this, let's just charge forward and do it ourselves. Didn't he do it wonderfully as well? And Gnonto get into a bit of a mess, but eventually it comes back. And when the ricochet comes back, he just wanted somebody to hit it early. He takes his time and couldn't find the top corner.
Goal kick onto the head of Ampadu, flicked on. Jorginho comes in and Kamara will pick it up for Leeds and gives it to Gruev. And Gruev looking for an option, goes short to Kamara, midway inside the Southampton half. Now Firpo. Infield to Kamara once more. Kamara turns one way then the other, gives it to Firpo out by the touchline. Firpo back to Kamara. Short ball into Gruev. Now back to Ampadu.
Need movement in front. There's no one there. They're just looking at him, all the front men.
Suddenly it's opened up in front of Firpo, though, and he has the ball now. Summerville's to his left, tucked into Jorginho, just outside the penalty area. Jorginho's going for the byline, whips the ball back into the middle, and it's cleared from the edge of the 6-yard box, straight up in the air. Summerville on the volley, and Downs got in front of him quickly, and it's blocked off by Downs and goes out for a throw-in, but the roar goes up from the Leeds end.
Better start. And that Rodon run might have just ignited us. It's a bit more confidence to keep pushing Southampton back.
Leeds with Rodon in possession in his own half. Ball forward to Kamara. Kamara into space for Firpo. Down the left-hand side. Edozie comes to close him down now. Kamara. Now Piroe. Back to Gruev. Gruev to Rodon up in that Southampton half once more. Back to Gruev again. Again, Leeds looking, probing. Kamara, pressurised, gives it to Gruev. Now left side to Firpo. Closed down by Smallbone. Goes into his own half to Ampadu. Ampadu, short pass to Kamara. Kamara forced all the way back by Edozie. And Meslier out the penalty area, gets things going again with the ball to Ampadu. 5 minutes already gone in the second half and more. Firpo, good ball down the channel. Jorginho gets there ahead of his man, brought down right on the edge of the penalty area. Free kick Leeds, and the card will come out. And Harwood-Bellis is the culprit, and Leeds have a free kick right on the edge of the box.
Well, at last. Awful challenge. Jorginho does that so well, and you know he's going to get clattered. He knows he's going to get clattered as well, but just a little toe poke. Challenge comes in very close. Is it anywhere near the box? Just outside.
So Summerville and Firpo in conversation for Leeds United. And the ball is on the edge of the box. It's between the edge of the penalty area and the byline. So Summerville could try and whip it in, either onto the head of a teammate or to go for goal himself. Either is an option here. Crowd of players on the edge of the 6-yard area. McCarthy behind. Summerville goes in towards the near post, and it's headed behind, and it's a Leeds corner.
Harwood-Bellis just gets across, managed to miss the wall. And you're right, anything firing in across there could be a nick from defender, an attacker. Ends up in the back of the net, but Harwood-Bellis deals with it well.
Short corner to Gnonto. On his right foot. Goes into the middle to Gruev. Gruev just chips it up towards the far side of the area. Headed away from Aribo and out for a Leeds throw-in. Level with the edge of the Southampton penalty box. Rodon all the way over there will leave it for Archie Gray. Throw to Rodon. Foul throw from Gray.
Oh, I could see that one.
Just basically dropped the ball to the ground.
Well, he's too close to him. Rodon was just way too close.
So an opportunity to keep that pressure on Southampton is squandered as the throw-in is returned to Southampton. And they have the chance to throw it up that far touchline. Again, advance is made, and now the referee is going to step in.
Surely.
Is there a card coming out here? He's going for a word with the throw-in taker, and he's saying that earlier in the game, I sent your teammate, I sent you back, wasn't it, Stevens again? I sent you further back down the line as you advanced up it. So a little delay, nothing more than that. Ampadu intercepts and wins it. Plays it forward. Summerville, little flick, doesn't find Piroe. Almost comes back to Summerville, but almost is not good enough for Leeds. As Fraser has it, now Downs. Southampton play forwards. Possession is Aribo. Given away, though, to Summerville to turn for Leeds in the Southampton half. Short ball to Piroe. Southampton get men back behind the ball quickly. Kamara, it breaks for Piroe. Piroe looking goalwards. He's challenged successfully, and the ball breaks clear. Kamara goes into the tackle, as does Ampadu. Ampadu comes away with it. Ampadu through the middle for Piroe again. Piroe again closed down and tackled successfully, and it's cleared back up into the Leeds half.
We just saw for once there, Southampton managed to bypass the press, but then we got back at him, won the ball back, so the pressure is really good. Got to keep concentrating at the back. We know what happened in that first half, but keep it going, keep that pressure. Eventually, surely, we'll get our chances.
55th minute. Leeds United 0, Southampton 1. Leeds with Gray up the line to Gnonto. Short ball back to Gnonto from Gruev, and Gruev again. And it's out of play, and it will be a Leeds United throw-in, almost up on the halfway line.
Flynn Downs with another challenge. He has been everywhere in that midfield.
Yeah. Been very impressive performer in the games against Leeds as a Smallbone in the midfield. Now, Firpo for Leeds. There's space ahead of him as he gallops forward here. Summerville to his left has the ball now. Summerville's outside the box, as is Kamara. Kamara on the right foot. Urge to shoot, gives it instead to Firpo. Plays it at Summerville, but he controls it successfully. Summerville gives it back to Kamara, and Kamara takes it away from Smallbone, plays it into Summerville. He's in the penalty area looking towards goal. Closed down, so it comes out for Gnonto. Gnonto goes wide to the right side of the box, and Gray. Gray with the ball into Jorginho, taps it back for Rodon. Back to Gray on that right side. Gray looking to try and get the ball forward, comes in field, turns and goes out wide to his right to Rodon, playing beyond him on the touchline. Back into Gray again. Gray moves it forward, stops and has to go back to Rodon. Southampton doing a good job of closing down so that Leeds, still in possession, can't get through. Now they have it down the right-hand side. Jorginho into Gnonto. Gnonto goes back and then infield to Gruev. And still Leeds can't get the ball anywhere close to the middle, and they're forced back to the halfway line to Rodon into their own half to Ampadu. Start again down the left with Kamara. Kamara carries it forward, hands above head. Daniel Farker applauds Leeds' efforts. In it goes to Gnonto. Gnonto, oh, he's fouled by Downs. And Downs has gone in late on Gnonto. And the referee awards the free kick, but appears to do no more than that.
Another challenge from Downs that doesn't get anywhere near the ball, but we seem to be a good job at keeping the ball. We also seem to be doing a good job of not shooting at goal. That's very frustrating when we're in and around the box. Surely someone's got to take a chance at some point. Kamara, we tried to talk to him and convince him to shoot, but he had a couple of chances there, didn't he? Where still he didn't pull the trigger. However, we have won a free kick, dangerous area. Can we make something from this?
Leeds have Gruev and Summerville over the ball. Gruev, the man who scored direct from a free kick against Norwich City in that previous game. The only time Leeds have scored direct from a free kick all season. Summerville now, from this sort of position, looks the favourite to take this one. Three-man wall inside the penalty area. As Summerville curls it in, curls it over. Never really troubling McCarthy, that one. And a moment of danger passes.
Not one of his best. Trying to get up and over the wall, never going to get it down. And that was disappointing.
Goal kick taken quickly. Southampton play out from the back. Rodon to Kamara and back to Rodon. He'll carry it again. Through the middle it goes for Piroe. Given to Gnonto. Gnonto out to this left side and Firpo. Back it comes to Gnonto. Firpo had continued his run, but Gnonto goes short and through the middle instead to Kamara. Centre circle now Rodon. Now Gruev. Archie Gray. Pushed back by Fraser. Goes to Rodon. Across the back to Ampadu. Leeds enjoying lengthy possession here, but still can't find the opening. Ampadu. A long way back from doing that, because it's gone all the way back to Meslier now. He's just put his foot through it, up in the air. And it'll be an easy header for Harwood-Bellis. Kamara comes to challenge, Firpo underneath it. Gets away from Smallbone, gets the ball back again and manages to work it to Jorginho. Coming in off the left now, Jorginho still going forward for Leeds. Downs has gone across and Downs has brought him down.
Booking surely now,
How many
come
times
on.
is Flynn Downs going to make a challenge like that? And again, the referee gives the free kick, but does no more than that.
But he's got away with like 4 or 5 now, not just 1 or 2. Surely at some point, but good play from Jorginho. Again, just drawing the foul there. And here again, just a left foot challenge from Downs. There, push him down. Doesn't get anywhere near the ball. Now we need a delivery, bit of quality. Come on, Summerville.
Pretty much a corner kick, isn't it, from this sort of position? Just a little further up the line. And Summerville tasked with the job of getting this one into the danger zone. Curls it in towards the back post. Heads back into the middle. McCarthy goes up, and McCarthy above everybody catches the ball and rolls it out quickly. And Southampton, through Aribo, will think about launching a counter-attack perhaps here. Infield to Fraser. Happy just to push it back. Smallbone has it. Now Downs. Peters to Harwood-Bellis. We're on the hour mark of this game as the ball is played beyond the back line for Armstrong, who's offside this time. Ampadu followed him, but the flag was raised and the free kick is given.
Really close. And actually, that was a good line. Rodon was in charge. He's looking across the line. Ampadu couldn't really see him, but no doubt his Welsh teammate could, and he ran offside.
Ampadu walks it forward for Leeds United. Gives the ball to Firpo and gets it back. Into Gruev. Firpo can't get it through the legs of Harwood-Bellis, and suddenly Southampton are presented with the ball outside the penalty area. Smallbone. Edozie now. Gruev, he's spun away from Gruev, and then he's played a pass, a little diagonal ball in, reverse pass into the path of Smallbone. He overhit it and he went out for a goal kick.
There's no doubt we're in charge of this second half. We've got plenty of the ball, but once again, what's McCarthy had to do? That end product isn't quite there. I suppose the person that's been most positive out there is actually Joe Rodon. A couple of times his runs on the right have been absolutely superb, so we need a bit more of that. But can we get a midfielder doing that? And can we get our attacking threat further up the pitch and on the ball?
Summerville loses possession. And Walker Peters likewise, but he's fouled apparently. And Leeds players are frustrated because they felt the same could have been said of the initial challenge. And then nothing was given until Walker Peters went down, and then it was. The referee goes in for a conversation as Walker Peters delays the return to his feet.
Well, it's a free kick because Walker-Peters has got all of Summerville's shirt. He's grabbed it, he's grabbed it, he's grabbed it. And that's why the frustration of the Summerville challenge. But the referee has missed the first foul.
Ball's back in Southampton's half. Harwood-Bellis to Edozie. Smallbone blocked by Ampadu. Ampadu says the second touch was off the Southampton man. The ref's assistant disagrees. Southampton throw in midway inside the Leeds half as the Southampton voices are raised in front of us and to our right and across the pitch. As their side continues to hold the advantage in this playoff final. Twice beaten Leeds, the only side to do the double over Leeds in the Championship this season. Smallbone now, challenged by Ampadu. Smallbone throws himself to the ground, but it didn't appear to be much contact from Ampadu there at all, right in front of the assistant who pretty much bought it.
How was that a free kick? He tried to buy the first one, referee did well to let it go, but referee's assistant here got his flag up and fell for it.
So Leeds have to defend a free kick, which is just in from the near side touch line. And Gnonto is positioned on the edge of the penalty area as a wall. Small wall.
You can see Smallbone has grabbed the shorts of Ampadu.
Leeds not getting an awful lot from the officials here at the moment. Southampton looking to take advantage. Smallbone curls it out and it's headed away by Firpo. Picked up by Downs, now Walker-Peters. Goes back to Downs again for Southampton. Leeds remain in a defensive shape here as Southampton are in the Leeds half. Downs plays the ball into Fraser. Fraser back into Walker-Peters, who's happy to go back to the goalkeeper McCarthy. And Leeds can move up the pitch before Southampton come back at them. Left side with Peters, comes off the feet of Gray for a Southampton throw in. Southampton emerging from a spell of pressure here, now playing in the Leeds half, throwing the ball quickly for Armstrong, who's got in behind. Armstrong closed down by Rodon, but at the cost of a corner kick.
How many times have we said that? Armstrong in behind way too frequently, unfortunately. Clever play again, even from a throw-in. You've got to switch on.
Smallbone goes across, applauded all the way by Southampton supporters to take this corner kick, their first of the second half. They lead in the 65th minute. Meslier bounces on his line, curled in, caught by the keeper. Leeds look to get things going quickly, rolled out for Jorginho. Shuffling run forward from Jorginho. Rolling from side to side, plays the ball, tries to play it for the run of Summerville down the channel, but it's cut out, it's read well and cut out, and the attack breaks down. Southampton come with Edozie, fouled on the halfway line by Firpo, and he has to be a little careful.
He has to be, because once again he's just beaten all ends up, grabs the player, down he goes, and this is a move I thought that would happen early.
James is on and Gnonto is off, so Leeds' first change is made. Dan James goes over to the right, but Leeds are now defending this free kick from the halfway line. Ball back into Southampton territory. Downs in the centre circle. Southampton beginning to grow in confidence as this game goes by, and we're into the final 25 minutes, and Southampton are attacking down the left with Fraser taking on Gray, gets the ball into the middle. Meslier waits at the near post and gathers easily, and again wants to get the game going quickly, but the only way he can do that is to deliver with a long kick forward. James would be the intended target for that. It's headed out by Stevens for a Leeds United throw just in the Southampton half.
Yeah, I think we need James's raw pace, don't we? Just over the top. Everything's in front of Southampton. Give them a different proposition, different problem, and also an option for us over the top.
Leeds with a throw. James from Gray. Jorginho can't get there, but Gray can. Plays it out to James, right on that far touch line. Dan James Manages to wriggle past the first challenge. Clips the ball into the middle. Not a bad ball either. Piroe hadn't gone. And it was headed clear. And Leeds end up with a throw-in.
Well, I think Piroe was there and made the run. It was Summerville at the back, wasn't it, that just didn't come inside his fullback.
Leeds come through Gruev. Stops in that Southampton half. And then Gray has to go back to keep possession with Rodon. Now he turns and goes forward. Gives it away, though. And suddenly there's space for Edozie, who's onside, left side of the penalty area. Edozie into the box. Curls his shot way, way wide. And Leeds have been given a let-off there.
Well, they certainly have. We lost the ball with Rodon this side. Ampadu then tries to play offside, and it was never going to happen. Fortunately, Edozie didn't run away from him, allowed him to get back across and put him off just enough.
Ampadu to Firpo. Gets the ball back, goes back to Meslier. And Meslier looks, sees what's on. At the moment, not an awful lot, so a short ball is the option to Ampadu. Ampadu just starts to run it forward. Plays it into position in midfield where it's won comfortably by Harwood-Bellis. So really handed back to Southampton there. But now Summerville picks up a loose ball for Leeds in the Southampton half. Quickly closed down, but that means there's space for Kamara. Summerville stays down. Said he was fouled, but Leeds are coming forward and the game is going on with James down the right-hand side. Dan James moves up towards the edge of the box. Still with James. Still with Dan James. Goes to Gray. Gray trying to get across the centre for Leeds into the edge of the area. Piroe picks up a lucky ball, and then important block by Stevens takes the ball away from him on the edge of the box, and Ampadu comes across with Edozie chasing to get the ball back to Meslier.
Well read from Ampadu, but once again we can't get it through that defensive line of Southampton, can we? Probing and prodding, but no real confidence or space in that last third just yet.
And McCarthy has been very well protected indeed. A couple of easy saves to make in the first half, shot straight at him, and nothing of any difficulty for a keeper of his experience. Oh no, Meslier and Rodon. Rodon, I don't know whether it was a momentary lapse of concentration, but he let the ball roll over his foot from the pass out from the keeper, and it's gone out for a Southampton throw-in.
Yeah, that was, as you say, a lapse in concentration. Southampton making a change, and Che Adams, fresh legs up top, coming on.
Fraser told to go off behind the goal rather than racing across the pitch. It seemed to make an awful lot of difference, but Fraser is the second switch for Southampton. 20 minutes to go here at Wembley, and Leeds have it all to do. Che Adams comes on.
Let's see how he's going to now line up. Che Adams, will go straight through the middle. Looks like Edozie now is going on that left-hand side. Armstrong's going to come in off the right up against Firpo.
Could be this the last game for Che Adams for Southampton, out of contract, linked strongly with a move to Wolves. So another who will want to go out on a high. Foul committed, was it by Summerville in the centre circle? And so Southampton have a free kick in there as Leeds were hoping to try and get the ball going forward again.
A really soft free kick as well.
Harwood-Bellis leaves it to Bednarek. Short ball to Harwood-Bellis and out to Walker-Peters. Forced back into his own half to Harwood-Bellis, all the way back to the keeper. He goes out wide, where Gray gets in momentarily ahead of Edozie. Firpo now in the middle for Leeds. Can't get the ball beyond Aribo. Story of the afternoon. Leeds start again with Gray and Firpo. Firpo operating in the right-hand role, has to get back into the left here as Leeds go over the top. Piroe beaten in the air. Never really favourite against the big back line, Bednarek in particular. Goes in to try and win it back for Leeds. Peters gets it away from him and gives it to Harwood-Bellis. Harwood-Bellis goes over the top, and Aribo is chasing. He's got the other side of Gray. He's got to the ball. He just hooks it into the middle. Meslier will catch it high above his head. And Gray has stayed down.
Yep.
Maybe is that cramp, or just going to knock in the ribs. He's back on his feet quickly.
Hopefully just a knock, because physically he's fantastic, getting up and down for the full 90 minutes. So that does look like just a knock, but we need something now. Some positivity. One goal from us would really change the complexion, but it's where it's coming from. How are we going to score it? Haven't really done enough in that attacking area of the pitch to test McCarthy.
Meslier, edge of the penalty area. Leeds want to be on the edge of the other penalty area. Time increasingly is an issue here. Jorginho looking to get a ball forward over the top, loses possession. Walker-Peters gets it off him. Jorginho goes back in, and then almost inevitably is penalised there. Walker-Peters is a clever player, and there was enough contact between him and Jorginho for him to know that if he goes down, he gets the kick. He did, and he did.
Well, Walker-Peters does just get his body in between the ball, and Jorginho, you're right, clever, wins the free kick.
More changes for Leeds. Connor Roberts is coming on. Jaden Anthony is coming on. So Glenn Kamara comes off. Roberts is the first of the pair on. And Gray will come into midfield.
Summerville
will go right back. And the other change is Summerville off and Anthony on. So Leeds have removed the leading goal scorer, and Jaden Anthony is the replacement.
Well, it's a big call, but we've not seen enough, have we, of Summerville? Simple as that.
Yeah, it's not been his day, has it? By any stretch of the imagination. One sighter on goal in this second half, and bar the free kick, well, they both ended up doing the same thing, going over or beyond the post. Southampton now moving the ball forward down Leeds' left. Armstrong, poor pass from Armstrong, and gave his teammate no chance. It goes behind for a goal kick. 74th minute, and Leeds need something here. Goodness me, Leeds need something here. Ampadu, he's going long. Piroe through the middle, and Piroe against Bednarek. Bednarek's done well to defend it, loops his header out of play on this near side, but at least it's got Leeds up the pitch quickly. And in the sunshine, they prepare to take the throw-in, with Firpo arriving now to collect the ball. Short throw to, oh no, Anthony this time is the one who can't control it. He comes straight off his feet and out for another throw-in. And Leeds cannot be doing this at this stage of this game.
They absolutely can't. You just feel and sense that this is kind of slipping away, but there's still 15 minutes to go plus extra time. And I'm sure one goal changes the complexion completely, but they've got to believe.
Huge army of Leeds United fans all around the stadium, behind the goal to our left-hand side. Stand and watch and hope. At the moment, side in front of them, the players in front of them, just cannot find any kind of way through at all that signals the sense that there may be a goal in this yet for Leeds United. Now Jorginho. Jorginho goes to ground, doesn't get a free kick either. Wanted one, didn't get it. Harwood-Bellis on the edge of the penalty area for Southampton. Plays it on to Chad Adams. Stumbles but manages to find his teammate Bednarek. Bednarek to Peters. And then Edozie back into the captain Peters. The edge of the penalty area inside the final 15 minutes. Still Leeds 0, Southampton 1. Connor Roberts' first touch to Rodon. Rodon to Ampadu. Ampadu goes over the top, looking for the run of Anthony beyond Walker-Peters. It comes for Anthony. Walker-Peters clips it into touch. Leeds throw in. This one's going to be better than the last one. Firpo to Gray in that midfield role now. To Ampadu. They need Archie Gray driving forward perhaps. He goes square on this occasion to Rodon. And now Roberts. Run down the right. James isn't going to get to this one though. And the ball just as cleared away. In fact, he's done well there.
No,
he's pressurised. He's picked up some fantastic pace right at the end there and forces a corner kick.
And Roberts had a bit of backspin on that as well. And once to a couple of bounces, it slowed up. Stevens had to get across. just a different threat, isn't it, from Dan James? We're trying to play all this stuff in front of Southampton. That isn't working. What else can we do? Over the top.
Well, set pieces become increasingly important at this stage of this game, and this is a set piece. And Gruev has curled the ball in, and Jorginho's headed it back into the middle, but nobody in there battling for Leeds, and it's an easy catch from McCarthy. They'd all gone to the near post, nobody waiting in the middle, and the goalkeeper catches and then slows things right down.
But also the flick from Jorginho just needs to glance off his head. I know, easy thing to say, but that one high up in the air gives McCarthy plenty of time to go and command it and grab the ball.
Player down with cramp. Is it Edozie? Edozie, who's only just come on, or not long come on. Came on in the latter stages of the first half for Brooks.
Wow.
And he's the first one down, suffering with cramp. So the game is stopped here. And the players come for a word on the near side touchline. Daniel Farker in conversation with the fourth official here. Not sure about what. Leeds players with the coaching staff taking on fluid. Southampton players will be feeling that they are in sight now. Leeds have often puffed in this second half, but just cannot put real pressure on that Southampton goal.
No, there's a few players out there. Southampton really are, feeling the pace. So we're going to keep up that pressure. Hopefully, that will lead to some sort of mistake or an opportunity for us. But of course, we need to move it quickly, up the tempo, and keep our confidence right to the end somehow, and hope that we get that chance or two.
Ball's rolled out. The game is back underway. Che Adams in his own half. Pressured by Ampadu, who's done well to get the ball off him, and he's fouled. And Adams will be yellow carded here because he was caught in possession. Ampadu at him in a flash, and Ampadu waves his arms above his head to the Leeds fans behind the goal, say, come on, we need you now more than ever.
Great closing down, brilliant closing down, and Che Adams put himself into a whole heap of trouble. Heavy touch, thought he had plenty of time. And Ampadu comes in, picks his pocket.
Discussion goes on between the Leeds players standing over the ball, Gruev and Anthony. White shirts matched up by black shirts in that penalty area. One Southampton man is Armstrong in the wall. Anthony looks favourite to curl this one in, perhaps. He does just that, towards the far post, where it's flicked out and behind for a Leeds United corner. Jorginho goes down, feeling the effects maybe there as well. Now, gets back to his feet.
Well, Edozie was the man marking Jorginho. Not quite sure where he went down, but the ball was a decent one.
So another Leeds corner kick from the far side this time. Gruev to take this one. Curls the ball in, headed clear by, inevitably, Bednarek. Comes back for Gruev, takes it down on the chest, gives it back to Dan James. Back to Gruev on that touchline, into the penalty area, but straight to Aribo. And Leeds again needed to keep possession in that area. Walker-Peters under pressure from Jorginho, gets in and wins the ball back with a big challenge. The ball is still alive, and then eventually the flag is in Southampton's favour as it goes out, I think, for a throw-in, or is it a free kick?
Unfortunately, plenty of pushing and shoving there. Unfortunately, goes against us.
Inside the final 10 minutes, Leeds 0, Southampton 1. 10 big minutes that will define this season. Leeds United often in strong contention after a start that was not the one they wanted, but so much work had to be done in the summer, and then a fantastic turnaround in 2024 that put Leeds in real sight, genuine sight of an automatic promotion slot. And now Leeds are 9 minutes away from missing out on promotion altogether. Man down for Leeds.
Yeah, in plenty of bother. Just seems to go straight back. And Che Adams, actually the players were certainly having a look at his part in this, but hopefully he is going to be okay.
Joseph is going to come on for Leeds United. Matteo Joseph, players increasingly stretching out there on the pitch. Jorginho stretching the calves. Just saw Edozie doing it again as well. And Connor Roberts remains. Oh, no, it's not Connor Roberts. Is it Joe Rodon?
Ampadu.
He's down still for Leeds. A worrying sight. The captain will be helped to his feet now. A few delays in the game mean that there will be, you would imagine, a fair amount of added time. Southampton about to make a switch as well. Leeds fans found their voice, marching on together, resonates from the supporters to our left-hand side. Been up and down the country with them this season, given their side fantastic backing everywhere we've been. Bumped into a few last night as well, who were looking forward with a degree of anticipation, but also perhaps a degree of nervousness towards this game today for obvious reasons. Gray is coming off, and Joseph is coming on. Is that right?
No, Firpo's coming off.
Firpo's coming off, yeah. I said Gray because he's run towards the touchline, but actually that's for a conversation with Daniel Farke about a reshuffle out there. So Joseph goes on and Firpo goes off.
And Manning on for Edozie, who obviously was the sub. He's been subbed.
Yeah, Edozie didn't last long, did he?
No.
So another lengthy delay here as we're now in the 83rd and nearly 84th minute. And the referee's taken the ball all the way back to Meslier to get the game going again, hasn't he here?
Looks like a back three as well that we're playing.
Well, I guess it's all or nothing time, isn't it, here at Wembley Stadium for Leeds United. 1 down to Southampton. And the minutes ticking away as the ball goes forward. Joseph's got away from his man, but it's cleared away from the edge of the area. Coming in is Ampadu. Now James down the left for Leeds United. Just outside the penalty area. Dan James onto his right foot. Shot is blocked. It comes back for James again. James trying to get the ball into Jorginho. Comes back for James. Shoots! Off the underside of the bar and out. And then a free kick conceded. And Dan James beats the ground in frustration. Wonderful skill and inches away from 1-1.
Oh, so close, so close. Brilliant play. Rightly so. He's so frustrated, but a really good effort. At least someone's let fly, someone's had a go. Comes back to him, only one thing in his mind as it dips down. Goes almost underneath the bar, but not quite into the back of the net. Finally, we beat McCarthy, but we can't beat the bar.
Better moments for Leeds. We need more of those. Just over 5 minutes to go, plus added time. Now the Southampton coaching staff are in the business of trying to rouse their supporters. McCarthy clears it forward into the Leeds half. Rodon beaten in the air. Ampadu behind him. Now Smallbone. He has space, Smallbone, as he moves up to cross into the middle. Cleared away by Ampadu. James surely fouled there. Referee sees it differently. Southampton down this near side. Ampadu's come across to cover well. Up the line, James. And Downs again.
Hallelujah.
And finally,
ridiculous.
In the 85th minute, the yellow card comes out after a catalogue of fouls on Leeds players by the same player.
Got to get on the ball though now, and now it's Smallbone going down. To be fair, he has covered just about every blade of grass out there. He's got cramp, but we want the ball, we want to get on with it.
Ampadu down on his haunches as well. Well, it's been a long, hard season. I mean, I'll testify to that. It's not quite the same sitting in the commentary position, but so much pressure on every game, and these players have got to this position now where it's all on the line, and there are 5 minutes plus added time to try and rescue the season's hopes and ambitions. It's all about promotion. Joseph, good layoff. Piroe. James waits, and Jorginho, he'll try his luck, but his shooting has let him down a little there, and the ball sails over the crossbar when he had James out to his left-hand side, perhaps as an option.
Well, it was an option to his left, absolutely, but also you're just outside the box, just hit the target, have some composure and just finish either left or right, but instead, miles over the bar. Here we see a chance. You know, these sort of chances don't come along all the time. No one really closing him down. Got to make the keeper make a save.
85,862 in attendance here at Wembley. Looks like the majority supporting Leeds United, but it's the majority at the moment who are fearing the worst. Meslier to Gray. Need a hero. Connor Roberts down the right for Leeds into the Southampton half just. Infield to Gruev, but he goes back to Gray. Now Rodon in the middle for Leeds. James waits again out in this near side touchline. Ampadu will play it to him now. Dan James with the ball at his feet. Carries it forward for Leeds. Comes in. Plays it into the box. Chipped up into the middle. Headed away. Comes back perhaps for James. Heads it back into the edge of the box. Gruev. And then there's the play is stopped. Oh, Jorginho had picked the ball up in the penalty area, but play is stopped because there's been a clash of heads between James and is it Aribo?
Walker Peters.
Oh, Walker Peters.
And it just bounced up, and both, you know, going for the ball, looking at the ball as well, and not each other. And James, he has just charged into that challenge, and they've both come off in a bad way.
It was brave, very brave, but it's all on the line, and the players showing that they're prepared to put it on the line. James and Walker Peters both in real discomfort here, and so more will be added to the amount on the board, which could be, I suspect, maybe up to double figures. This looks like it's going to be another lengthy delay here.
Yeah, clash of heads, just awful, but just when we kind of didn't need that, because, as you say, the ball fell to Jorginho inside the box, and it's been a difficult watch at times, hasn't it, in that we don't seem to be able in that last third just to find that bit of quality that we have done so often during this season. The first 10 minutes started ever so well, even the second half, the first 15-20 minutes of that second half, but didn't really test the keeper. And then Southampton, they start to grow in confidence. I still believe just one goal will change this in our favour, but getting that goal, we're finding it hard.
So the two players remain on the ground here as teammates wander around or take the opportunity to have a stretch, take on fluid, and we're moving ever closer to the 90th minute and beyond here with this lengthy stoppage, which, given that it's Southampton who've perhaps begun to struggle a little bit in terms of the effort required, who will be benefiting from this opportunity. Both players require the treatment, no question about that.
Walker Peters is sitting up at least. Dan James might have come off the worst here.
One goal separates the two teams. Armstrong almost inevitably was the goal scorer. A game of, it has to be said, few chances. Tight, maybe as anticipated, but that was the big moment, and that remains the big moment. And Leeds have maybe 10 minutes left to ensure that it isn't the only big moment.
Well, you only need a few seconds to score a goal, so there's enough time left, but getting that other chance.
And the board's just gone up, 9 added minutes. I actually thought there might be more than that. I guess you could say the game hasn't even got going again yet, so that figure will be extended.
Go up, yeah. And it's just a shame as well, because there's no doubt physically, you know, they were certainly on the ropes. We wanted to keep that tempo up. This has allowed them a breather, and just to recover that slightly. But I'm looking at Ampadu as well. He was down as well. He doesn't look 100%, but he's there trying to drive everyone on.
Dan James is sitting up now. Walker Peters is okay. At least he's on the touchline standing up. And Dan James is going to require a change of shirt.
Yeah. So
there's blood. Jorginho looks to the fans behind the goal, asks them for a bit more backing. Those fans have given plenty this season as well. They've given plenty this afternoon as well. They have that, what you would describe as a familiar playoff feeling here, it has to be said. Much has been made of the history that Leeds have in this format. Here again, different group, but ultimately, at the moment at least, similar outcome. James is bandaged up and ready to continue the fight for Leeds United.
New shirt going on.
New shirt going on, yeah. And the referee walks the ball back into the middle. So we're at 92 plus 9 in terms of what the clock is reading. And I assume that we'll get up to 100 plus here. Leeds with Gray. Out towards the right-hand side and Roberts. Connor Roberts down the channel for Joseph. Joseph just outside the box, wriggles into the box, gets the byline. Oh, he cut it back into the middle beyond Piroe. And it was cleared away by Armstrong back in his own area. And then a misplaced ball has put Gray in trouble. And Southampton delighted to be able to carry the ball into the Leeds half when momentarily there it had all opened up and Leeds had created, Joseph had created a great opportunity, just not the pass required. Leeds get it back in their own half. Rodon. Now Ampadu. Ethan Ampadu spots the runner James, so he'll go for him over the top. Spun back and it's just dropped kindly for Walker Peters to hook it into touch.
He looks at the pitch as well and he's right, because earlier in the game with the water that would have just zipped on. You can see how much it checked back because the pitch is dry.
Ampadu across the middle to Archie Gray. Now Roberts hugging the touchline, right side, midway inside the Southampton half. Tucks it back into Gray, across the middle to Rodon. Everybody forward for Leeds. Ampadu. James. James comes inside again. James gets the ball back. Oh, he doesn't get it quite back from Jorginho. Again, it's one of those moments where he wanted it right in his path. And it was cleared away from him and out for a throw-in. Gruev into Jorginho. Jorginho runs into trouble. Downs blocks him off. And it's just clipped up into the Leeds half where Meslier will come out way out of his penalty area to set things going forward again for Leeds United here. Now it's just all eyes on the clock. Leeds United trying to get the ball forward once more with Ampadu. Now it comes for Jaden Anthony. Anthony to attack the box for Leeds United on his right foot. Curls it back to the James. Shoots! Keeper saves and pushes it away from goal. Joseph picks it up in the box. Joseph tucks it back in for Connor Roberts. Again, Dan James within a whisker there of getting Leeds back level. Leeds have a throw-in, do they? No, they don't. It's a Southampton ball over on that far side. And we are in the 50th minute of this second half now.
Oh, Dan James come on, he's done fantastically well. Unfortunately, this one wouldn't quite go in either. It's a good stop from McCarthy. Pushes it out to a safe space as well.
Ball down the touchline, foul committed, and Southampton have a free kick. Connor Roberts, the man, committed the foul, and this is meat and drink now to Southampton at this advanced stage of the game, with 5 minutes, you would guess, remaining here. Southampton with the 1-goal lead. Leeds have gone close twice now through Dan James, the sub, but still seeking that 1 goal that extends the season a little further. Leeds throw in midway inside the Leeds United half. Connor Roberts to Rodon. Rodon out to Roberts again. It's going to go long. Just puts it up over the top. Jorginho will chase hopefully. And the keeper McCarthy will come and gather confidently. And that ball doesn't produce the desired chaos at the back. There's only control in the shape of the keeper. And he now takes his time with his forward delivery, inevitably. Daniel Farker, arms stretched wide on the edge of his technical area. First time in the playoffs for him, although he's done the job of getting teams promoted from this division twice previously. Now, that dream of doing it a third time is slipping, ebbing away. Southampton throw in the Leeds half. Walker Peters, another player with a bandage on his head, prepares to take it. Referee says get on with it. Walker Peters hesitates, then finally releases. And then a foul by Rodon, pushes through the back of Adams, who invited the challenge, and this is absolutely what those Southampton fans behind the goal, towards which they're attacking now, were hoping to see in these final stages.
Yeah, it's just a little too eager. It really is difficult when you've got to get the ball back as quickly as you can to allow the player a bit of time on there, but going straight through the back of him, unfortunately, not going to help. He's going to go straight down.
Taken short. Adams on the near side touchline, going for the corner flag, runs the ball out of play. Goal kick. Meslier, who's had very little to do in this second half, races to get the ball, places it, and now it's got to go long. Everybody goes forward. Probably 3 minutes left here. Ampadu over the top. He's hit that one maybe too hard for Anthony. Will he get there? He doesn't. It's headed out of play for a Leeds throw-in by the corner flag. Leeds deep in that Southampton half. Anthony will leave it. Connor Roberts has got a long throw. He's raced over to this near side so we can get it in the penalty area where Rodon has gone in. Connor Roberts takes as much of it. It's a long running track here at Wembley. In it goes. Into the middle. McCarthy punches well again under pressure. Gets good distance on his punch. Been really solid from those crosses coming in, the Southampton keeper. Leeds have it down the right side. Anthony can't get his cross beyond the man standing in front, and Southampton could counter-attack here. Aribo on the charge. It's Dan James who's come across to cover him. Aribo content just to hold it up, turn back and go back into his own half. That's all he needs to do. Possession is all Southampton require now. Maybe 2 minutes remaining here. The referee is going to add to that 9 that went up on the board. Leeds throw in midway inside their own half. Referee sends Connor Roberts back. He throws the ball back to Meslier. You can do just one thing with it now. He's got to go forwards.
Got to go long. Got to get a head on it. Need some runners in behind.
Through the middle. Falls down for Roberts in the right back position. Curls across into the area. Comes for Anthony. Tries to control it, and the referee says he's handled it in trying to control it. And that might be it from Leeds' perspective. Looked like he was shaping to get himself in a shooting position there, but those hopes were cruelly squashed by the referee's decision to give a free kick.
First look, it does look like it did bounce up to him, unfortunately. A better angle here. Oh, probably did, but time, unfortunately, is not our friend now.
We're in the last seconds here, and so the Southampton's flags are being waved, and the players know they're very close as the ball goes up into that Leeds half once more. Rodon heads on. Jorginho in the centre circle. Comes back for Ampadu, just puts it out wide to Dan James, who's on this left-hand side. One last go for Leeds. James with a bandage on to cut the ball back into the middle, and it's cleared away successfully from the penalty area. Another huge roar from the Southampton fans. Ampadu turns it back to Meslier. Meslier back to Ampadu. Whistles, as you'd expect from the Southampton supporters. Ampadu, oh, a terrible ball from Ampadu, and the ball goes out wide and over the far touchline, and Southampton know they're almost there now. The players actually raised arms there as they knew that ball was sailing into touch. And now Ampadu, hands to his head, almost over for Leeds. So much effort. Big moments, bad moments. This is what they feared. Throw in down the far touchline, finally taken. Rodon underneath it. And then the ball goes up in the air again, and Leeds can do nothing rather than just try and get some sort of control on it here. Ampadu, oh, he slipped, but he's recovered the situation. He's fouled. Leeds have a free kick. And Leeds want to, well, there's an altercation here. Well, Armstrong thought the whistle had gone and has taken his shirt off and raced, but Aribo, well, Ampadu is yellow carded. Aribo prevented the free kick being taken. He's yellow carded as well. And well, this is it, isn't it? This has to be it.
Yeah, Meslier, just get back and kick it. Let's go.
Everyone goes up. Meslier accepted. He's going to take the free kick midway inside the Leeds half. 102nd minute. Up to the edge of the area. Headed clear. And that's it. It's all over. And Leeds United's season ends in absolute heartbreak with another failure at the playoff stage. The players who've given everything all season drop to the ground as the Southampton players, in stark contrast, race to celebrate with their supporters. They it is who will make the swift return to the Premier League. Leeds United will look to another season in the Championship. One goal, Armstrong's goal in the first half, proved enough. And for all Leeds tried and tried and tried in the second half to get back level, it just didn't happen. And now a long summer awaits for those players who will be absolutely disconsolate, absolutely distraught, and those fantastic supporters who look on sadly. They've given the team such incredible backing this season, and at the end of it all, well, nothing. It's finished here at Wembley. Leeds United 0, Southampton 1.
Well, I'm absolutely devastated for the players out there. They're all on the ground, upset. Unfortunately, today, we didn't see the best of our team, did we? They couldn't quite rise to the level that we know they can. And Southampton proved that tricky customers had a bit of quality when it mattered, and those key moments, unfortunately, didn't go our way. We live to fight another day, but we've got a good few weeks now to lick our wounds, regroup, and go again. But at the moment, I'm sure everyone's listening, everyone down there, everyone associated with Leeds United, we're feeling it, aren't we, Bree? We're feeling it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And they're a great bunch, these. They're good guys to be around, these players. And they've just fallen short. And feel tremendous sadness for them. But the Leeds United fans here in huge numbers, everywhere in huge numbers, just hoping that this was going to be the playoff campaign that ended in success, ended in celebration. But instead, once more, it ends in tears, and it ends in sadness, and it ends with Leeds United still in the same division they started in. So, over the summer, everyone gets ready to go again, build again, and next time it will be done. For everyone who's joined us throughout the course of the season, thank you very much for all the feedback. It means an awful lot. We'll be hopefully here again next season. So hopefully be joining everyone for more trips, more games, more thrills, more spills, and hopefully just that one step beyond in terms of the outcome. Sad day here at Wembley. Leeds have lost. It's finished. Leeds United 0, Southampton 1.